Thank you for joining us for another episode of USATF Journey Goes Home podcast. I'm your host, Eric Kennard, joined by my co-host, the Wallace Spearman Jr. And we have, listen, it took me mad intros to get this guy in right here. And he want to know why I know intros to radio shows and I can't introduce him. Dane Roberts, ladies and gentlemen, the ATO's finest in here, Hampton High School. You know what I'm saying?
Finest. Yes, sir. We here, man. We finally here.
What's going on, brother?
It took about a month to get here, but
yeah, right. It took about a month to get here.
We here now, bro.
We had to sit there and wait on your list for you to be available. It's okay.
You're right, yeah. Y'all came up, though. Y'all came top of the list.
See, listen.
Had some things fall off.
We was trying to clear the way for you, man, but, you know, we appreciate you making the time for us, man.
Yes, sir. Of course, bro. Of course.
So, talk to me, man. University of Kentucky. Yeah. Budapest, last year. You know, you've been coached and surrounded by some of the greatest coaches in the sport. Edric, Coach Flo, obviously, Tim Hall. Yep. You know, now being coached by the one for real, Alan Johnson. You know, one of the ones over those sticks, man. Yeah. How's your career been? You know, transitioning through college to professional, and then now obviously having, you know, Worlds last year, making a stand and coming up, you know, you got that external pressure, man, you know,
100%.
which is a little different than before. Yeah. Talk to me.
I mean, the transition for me, for real, was not the hard thing. Like you said, I've had so many great coaches that have coached the top of the top athletes, so I feel like they prepared me for what pro life would be like. So that transition in itself, I felt like was fine. What really was hard for me, for real, was COVID.
Yeah.
Like, that year, I mean, pretty much off. Like, I didn't really compete like that. I was back home for, I think, like 4 months. That's the longest I've been home since I was home in high school. Like, and it was just tough trying to come back the next year and get back in that rhythm of locking in every day, training every day. So I don't think it was until about last year that I really got back to I felt like where I was at. Yeah. So those few years in between, I mean, I was still having okay years, like making teams and everything, but I knew in myself that I wasn't nowhere close to where I should be. So that's what was frustrating. But then linking up with that man, Coach Johnson, man, he's different, bro. And like you say, he's probably the best to ever do it. So it's like all the knowledge he has from an athlete standpoint, and then also he's been coaching now for some years, so he's seen both sides of it, and just picking his brain all the time and just hearing his insight and the things he went through to get to where he was at. I think that's helped me a lot, for real.
Do you ever try to, you know, look at some of his records, some of his PRs, and see, like, compare yourself to that? I'm hoping this is a trick question too, so I hope you say yes.
I mean, kinda.
He said you gotta relax, right? You gotta slow down, bro.
Yes. I look more at just, from talking to him, having conversations with him, like his mindset. Yeah. And I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there first, my bad. I'm trying to get there first with the mindset. And then I can focus on the records, the medals is going to come. And I'm not even going to worry about that jump. Because, I mean, I'm in the room with, that's like if I'm playing basketball, I'm getting coached by Michael Jordan or something, like, you know.
And then, like somebody asks you think you go past his record?
Like,
exactly, bro.
You know.
It was a setup, though, because I wanted to see if you knew about his 200 PR and his 400 PR.
And he was on the football for at World.
Exactly.
Like,
if you would say yes, I'd have been like, so what are you running the football for, bro?
Right, so when we going to see this range?
Noah got that.
You know, but it's interesting that you say that, though, D-Rob, because Coach Johnson, man, he gave me some of the greatest advice anybody ever gave me in my career. Remember, I told you that. And I won the Diamond League in 2016 because of it. Bro told me to sleep when you're tired. He said, Eric,
simplest thing. Bro.
Simplest thing. He said, I never got caught up in I'm on this clock and I'm in this country and this time. He said, when I was tired, I went to sleep. And I said, what?
That's Coach Johnson, though. Like, that's really him, bro.
I was like, man, listen, I did neuro and all these different routines my whole career. Trying to get right. And I tell you, I was tired. Man, he fixed me in one statement. I just went to sleep.
Absolutely.
So he definitely hit you with the prolific stuff. But
that's his entire life. That's his entire vibe.
And it's interesting that the most difficult adversity for you was a mental adversity of COVID, because and he was able to, you know, to kind of revigorate you and re-enthuse you, you know, as related to, you know, the sport, because you've also faced great physical injury, man. ACL, MCL, PCL.
Yeah.
Is there any more L's in there for you
All
to
of
take in that knee, man? Right there, you know. So high school, 2015, number 7, lucky number 7, out there on the football field, wide receiver, cornerback.
Everything. Bro.
Everything. I saw the tape.
Everything.
I see how it happened now.
I
saw
literally
the
played
tape.
everything. My team needed me, bro. It was bad, bro. It was bad.
Yeah. And you think the biggest adversity, you know, for you outside of
100%.
the 10 hurdles in the race was just COVID and just that mental barrier of being, you know, who the best D-Rob is and trying to bring
Yeah,
that up.
100%. I mean, in life in general, I think that same way. Like, the physical things that come is only to test how mentally strong you are at the end of the day. Like, the mental is gonna come, it's gonna rise and fall to the level of the physical is gonna rise and fall to the level of your mental. That's what I believe in. I feel like in those moments in high school, my mental was not there. I was in love with track. Like, I was super locked in. It's not like I wasn't focused, but I didn't have any type of balance in my life. And me, I'm very faith driven, and I felt like I was putting track and field over that, and it was just track and field or nothing for me at that point in my life. And I think that that injury came, it couldn't have come at a better time, to be honest. Going into college, making that transition, and just getting me back focused on what I needed, my purpose for the sport, for my life in general, and then going into college and having to go through a little bit of something in college too, different coaching changes during that time too. But we got through it, man.
Do you have siblings by chance?
I have a lot of siblings.
I'm about to say I gotta just go ahead and start saying this. I say you carry the energy of somebody who has siblings, and I bet you have one of them you're closest to.
My oldest brother, probably the closest.
And so, how did you feel about the track and field, or what do y'all talk about at all, or throughout all this?
Honestly, the crazy part is he's the reason I got into the hurdles in the first place. He was a football player. He played linebacker. He went on and played at Middle Tennessee State. He had a great career there. He had some knee injuries as well, though. But he did hurdles also in college, and it was the craziest thing, bro. He was the biggest dude in the world out there, jumping over these sticks, just running. But, I mean, that's my bro, so I ain't know no different. I was like, hey, go. And then it was like, I think my 7th grade year, they needed somebody to hurdle, so I was like, I'll do it. And just hopped out there, tried it out, and I was good. I was 3-stepping in 7th grade, and I was like, okay, something's right. But, yeah, he's my biggest inspiration for real. He's always been there supporting me, man. Even now, like, he's all in Tennessee, but he's always calling me, checking on me. He loves that I'm out here living the best life in the world. Like, all of my siblings, they just can't really imagine, and it's hard to even explain to them like what life is like, just traveling the whole world, because a lot of them have never been outside the country. Some of them never been on a plane at all. So it's like, I don't know. It's cool just to think about how much of a difference my life has made, just the blessing I have from track and field alone.
And then, I'm gonna be funny for a second. How many pairs of shoes have you given your siblings? Because I know what I went through. I know my little account was touched by my family. So
honestly, I feel like I could probably do more, but it's a lot around like Christmas time. I'm going crazy on my account, just
that's because you know
going
it's about
stupid.
to reset.
Save the money for
Christmas.
Exactly.
About to reset. You know it's gonna reset in January. They don't know that.
I got a little bit left. I got a little bit left, and I gotta use the rest. So like, yeah. But I try to do what I can, man. I probably should do a little more, to be honest, for real.
And I'm gonna just go ahead and be an OG right now and say this. I owe you an apology, man. So whenever you were at Kentucky, you were going against this kid from Arkansas who was running the hurdles as well. And I was like, Razorbacks, I got to root for mine. And now the roles are reversed. I'm like, America.
Yeah, exactly.
America.
So you came to Arkansas and you had a hurdle race there. I don't know if you remember it or not.
Which one? You talking about SEC indoors?
No, it was outdoors y'all ran.
SEC's outdoors. Or are you saying a regular meet?
I can't remember if it was a regular meet or if it was SEC's. But I remember you, I believe, won a race there. And I remember thinking to myself, that was the first time I was like, man, this dude's going to be a problem.
You talking about junior year?
I believe so.
It probably was SEC's outdoors.
Okay.
When I won.
And I'm about to say, so at that time, I think around was you were in college the same time as Grant?
Yeah.
And Omar?
Not in college. Omar wasn't in college.
Okay. So Grant, who else? I'm about to say,
I did run against Omar a couple weeks before SEC's at Drake Relays.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So I'm mixing up races, but like I'll just say, I brought all that up to say like the competitor you were. Like, it never seemed like you were afraid to race anybody.
100%.
And I know in hurdles, and the reason why I bring that up, U.S. hurdles, That is one of the most competitive races that we have
Always
that
been.
actually show up on the track. And if you don't have that mentality, like that dog mentality, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
So the fact that you can show up with those guys.
And that's part of what I was talking about, COVID. I kind of lost some of that, bro.
Because you got away from
Exactly.
being in the trenches.
Yes,
and being
bro.
at the
I got away from that
yeah,
junk. So I go
yeah.
into meets and I'm like, oh, Lord, what's going on? Trying to run. And I feel like I'm training. I feel like I'm running fast as a mug. But then the times is like I'm running 13 threes, 13 fours. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, which is not slow compared to a lot of people. But, like, for me, that's like I shouldn't be running that junk. Like, maybe an opener, maybe.
That's when you know, also, though, for you, and just as a nugget, you have to tap back into who you are, you know what I mean, and realize you're really running from your shadow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You're really trying to outrun the legacy that you already kind of put out there. So, the
100%.
shadow you already cast. So, you know, although you may be racing an Omar McLeod or, you know, whoever, you know what I mean? Like, whoever you deem to be your biggest competition. Because, you know, I don't like to put the American squad against each other.
Yeah, can't do that, bro.
You know what I mean? So,
I like to do it because that just means we're trying to figure out who going first, second, and third on that medal stand.
As long as we get that sweet.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's the only time I say it's appropriate, but you're right, though.
That's true. But, you know, so that's when, you know, you have to remember, like, oh, I'm living my dream.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. I mean, I feel like that's that's really kind of where I'm at mentally
and that's
right
where
now.
I think
anyways.
your family, how they tapping into you. That's what they trying to, you know, they saying to you extrinsically, like, bro, you living your dreams. You might not realize it.
Yeah. I mean, it is. At the end of the day, like, this is what, like, they all know ever since probably about 8th, 9th grade. Like, I want to be a professional track and field, go to Olympics. I mean, and I've done both of those things now, and it's just a matter of me. What is my legacy going to look like? Like you said, like, at the end of the day, when I'm done, when am I going to tell my kids, like, your father did this, you know, like, went to all these places, did all these things. Like, I mean, the medals and stuff, that obviously that's the goal. The records, that's the goal. But, like, at the end of the day, the stuff that's going to last, what I'm going to tell my kids about is the impact that we made outside.
Because the medals mean everything, but they mean nothing at all.
I'm about to say right now, I can tell you I have one medal in my office hanging from, like, a jersey. And then the rest of them I don't really know. But the thing that stands out are the memories that you make while you're doing that.
Exactly, the people you get to know, bro, the connections. I agree, 100%.
And the Daniel that develops along the way.
Yeah, oof. So. I've come a long way. I'm still growing, bro. Still growing.
My man.
Still
well, listen,
growing.
man, we ain't gonna hold you. I know you got to get ready. You got stuff to do. We appreciate you finally gracing us with your presence, a.k.a. my fault for taking so long.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. We was trying to get it together.
Hold on, man, real quick, because I forgot to do it last time,
too.
too.
Yeah, and he was about to leave me hanging on camera. I threw that out there like that.
That's
and
tough.
He floated it.
My bad.
That's tough. All right, next section. This portion is called Get to Know an Athlete. We're going to ask lightning round questions. Some quick questions, you give us an answer, and then you tell us, you know, a brief explanation if you're up for it, all right?
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you didn't go to the University of Kentucky, what school would you have went to?
University of Florida.
Why?
I love Florida. I was a big Tebow guy growing up when they was hot football-wise, and I was just in love with that team.
Chris Lee.
That whole team, bro. Percy Harvin, Deckham, Jeff Demps, everybody.
Oh, you a little kid, too, so
yes,
I know you was up there with the jersey.
I was in love with them, bro.
That's what's up.
You was playing with that team on the game.
I would say I didn't get recruited by them, but I'm saying, like, as far as a dream school, that would have been it for me.
All right. Drake or Kendrick Lamar?
I'm not hip on the beef, but as far as artists, I would say Kendrick 100%.
This dude's a politician. This dude's a politician.
He stayed out of the beef right there. I'm not hip on the beef.
You a Jordan guy?
Of course.
Favorite pair of Jordans? Which number?
Ones, by far.
Color scheme? Any specific one?
Just
any of them?
You really can't go wrong, but I like the OG, like the OG black and red. I ain't wear them, but the black and red Jones. I like the lows, too.
Red lows.
Yeah.
All right. You got one, you want me to keep going? I'm about to fire these.
Keep going.
things.
Fire it up.
All right, check this out.
Get ready, bro. Get ready.
Nah, I ain't going to ask that one. I don't start no beef because you almost said it earlier, but I'm going to let it go.
I almost said it?
Yeah, you said it earlier, but I'm going to let it go.
Bro, go ahead, Robbie. I'm going.
Put you on a relay, 4x1 or 4x4?
4x1.
What leg you run?
3.
I mean, I would love to pop it off for real.
Really?
Finals of the Olympic Games this summer. They need somebody. You stepping up?
I'll run email at that point.
Are you going to give them a lead?
He said, what?
I'm about to say, if they need somebody for real like that, I'm like, put me on.
He said, if you all the way down to me, he said, you want me?
If y'all coming to me, then y'all need something for real. I'll put it on there for real, bro.
Greatest basketball player, LeBron, Kobe, MJ.
MJ.
Why? I like the answer, but why? I got to get you to explain it.
To me, when I think of the greatest of all time, it's more mindset. I mean, obviously championships come with that, and he got 6 at the end of the day. But I ain't got nothing against LeBron, bro. I don't got nothing against LeBron. But to me, when you got Jordan 6 at Chicago, could have been arguably 8 if he ain't leave. You got Magic all at Lakers. You got Bird all at the Celtics. LeBron got Cavaliers. He got Miami, a couple there. He got one at the Lakers. Like, I don't know. It's a different vibe to me, and I feel like that plays into the mental game. Like Chicago, when Jordan got there, they was trash, bro. They built them up around him, and then 3 in a row again. To me, you can't really argue that. Like, there's no argument.
All right, last one for me. It's your dream shuttle hurdle relay. You got to pick 3 other Americans from any era to run a shuttle hurdle with you and try to attempt to break the world record. Who you picking? And who's running what leg?
Well, I mean, I know the people. I'm trying to think the legs right now. The people would be Aries, Allen Johnson, Grant, and me. But, dang.
Against David Oliver, David Payne, Terrence
There's
Trammell.
so many. I know there's so many. I could have named so many, but those to me,
Dominique Arnold,
there's too many.
Jason Richardson.
I mean, to me, like, I grew up watching Aries, and then obviously breaking the world record, and then Allen Johnson being who he is. Like, come on now. And then as close as I am to Grant, I feel like us two right now might as well. I would let Grant pop it off, and I would let Coach Johnson bring it home, and then me and Aries in the middle somewhere. I don't know. It don't matter.
Ooh, yeah, I think that's a world record for sure, though, huh?
100%. Like, come on now.
That's the most confident answer he's giving us all damn day.
Yeah, that's an easy one, though.
That is, though. Yeah.
Would that be fun, though, to get to run with some of those guys?
I've actually never ran a shuttle hurdle ever, to be honest, so I don't even know what that would be like at all.
That's
Like, I've never done that. I didn't do much of, like, summer track and, like, that type of
they used to do
stuff.
it at some of the relays.
They used to do it at world relays. Well, actually, no, they did not do the world relays.
I thought
They wanted them to
I thought
do
they did it once.
I thought they did
It was
2
like
on the first one.
It was like a men and women one, though. It was 2 guys, 2 girls, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? I saw something like that, though.
Christina, Freddie.
I don't know if that was world relays, though.
What was that?
It was somewhere. It was a video.
That's when you know you're getting old, my brother.
Hey, I'm up there at this point. I'm
Whoa
getting
there.
there.
Cool it or
I'm
cool
getting,
it. Cool
I'm
it.
getting there, cuz. It feels like it. This was my,
What it
6th
does-
year?
Yeah, pro. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
You
I feel
a
like I
middle-aged
just got out
Thundercat.
of middle-aged.
Middle-aged
I'm
Thundercat.
not middle-aged yet, bro.
What?
I'm literally 26.
Bro, we're talking about track and hurdlers peak late. Yeah,
27, 28.
at that point now, when you get to 29, bro, you a vet.
20,
When you get to 30, you a vet for
I ain't
sure.
gonna hold you. I feel like a vet now, bro.
Yeah, you a vet.
All these young cats out here, they running too.
I'm gonna say it again. At one point in my career, I was like, "Hey, coach, these kids getting younger and younger." He's like, "Nah, they're the same age. You're just old." I'm like, "Damn."
That's exactly what I feel like,
Listen,
bro.
I remember I was the young guy and I turned into the old head.
You were always the old head. I'm not listening to that.
For
This
real.
dude
You
came
had
here.
the old vibes all the
What?
time, bro.
Yeah, I had the old vibes.
I'm on that too, bro.
First, he listening to Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross on trip. When look, kids at that time, I'll call him a kid. He wasn't no kid, but people his
I was
age
like
weren't listening to
21.
stuff.
No, 100%. And that's me, literally all the time.
Just different
all the time.
vibe, huh?
Warming up, I got my groove playlist on, bro.
What's it sound like?
All of
Nothing
that.
but the
Everybody
hits.
you just said,
For real?
all of that.
He
Jackson
from
5,
Atlanta, bro.
the Spinners, bro.
He from
Marvin
Atlanta.
Gaye, like,
You used to go to the
Throwing
skate
it
rink
back,
when you were
back.
little, didn't you?
nah, I wish. That would have been the vibe for real, but no, I didn't.
All right.
Well, listen, man. D-Rod, we appreciate you for joining us, like I said,
course,
man,
bro, of
finally.
course.
And thank you all for joining us for another episode of USATF's Journey Goes On podcast.